Good morning, dear devotees and friends. Let us begin with this mantra. Shantakaram bhujagashayanam padmanabham suresham vishwadharam gaganasadrisham meghabarnam shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. In our last Sunday discourse, we have discussed about Uddhava's doubt about the sadhan marg. What is a sadhan marg? Marg means the path. Sadhan is the austerity, the spiritual practice, the sadhan marg. The Uddhava was a bit confused as because Sri Krishna told that this is the jnana marg, this is the jnana, one should follow this. Again the same Sri Krishna, he said, you better become a bhakta like the Vrindavan gopis. So that way Uddhav little confused. And while discussing, we also discussed that the major three paths, that is the yoga and jnana and bhakti, they have 7 stages, all the three paths. They have 7 stages. You know, in Hinduism, the God is one, but that God or the Supreme Being has been termed in many different names. In the Veda, as they said, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. The Sat is Eka. Sat means that eternal, which never changes. Vipra, the people who are trying to realize, or those who have realized, Bahuda Vadanti, they named in many different ways. For the yogis, it is the Atman. For the jnanis, it is the Brahman. For the bhakta, it is the Bhagavan. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita also, the same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is also mentioning it this way. But the person is the same, goal is the same, only calling in different names. The paths are also different, but the goal is the same. That is exactly what Krishna wanted to tell Uddhava. Uddhava was little bit confused because he was thinking which will be the best path. So naturally, when a young student, he is supposed to choose the path of the engineering or medical or some other path, so he is little confused. So senior people guide him. So this is the way you can go, you can go. Like that, when the Uddhava is bit confused, then Krishna told him, okay, now let me tell you what actually I am and what is this universe. Uddhava's doubt was, Sri Krishna removed the Uddhava's doubt in a very unique way. What is the unique way? Why it is unique? Instead of telling all paths are leading to me, no, he said about the creation. And that is very, very interesting. In the science and in everything, all the time, the one curiosity, where from this creation came, and so many wonderful things all around. And sometimes, if you see that some of the movies that come, our world, I was observing, oh my God, so many varieties of things under the water. So who has created this? How he has created it? And if you look at the world of the birds, my God, animals, so many varieties. Human being, so many. So who created it? Is it one person? And naturally, this curiosity is an eternal curiosity. Each and every one wants to know it. In every generation, they try to understand it clearly. Here, in the Bhagavata, 11th Skanda, that is the book, 12th Uddhav, that is the chapter, and 17th verse, the Bhagavata, it says like this. And Madhavanandaji's book, if you are following, it is the 7th chapter, 17th verse. If you are following the Vedantananda's book, it is 12th chapter, 17th verse. Verse is 17, the chapter is changing because of the arrangement. The unique way he is telling that this creation has come from me. Sa esha jiva vivara prasuti pranena ghoshena guham pravishta monomayam sukshmam upitta rupam matra saro varna iti sthabishta. So he is telling that supreme consciousness, that Paramatman, our main source of living, but we are not aware of it, that is mentioned as a sa. Sa means that. It's not male or female. It is a consciousness. So no gender. Sa. That supreme consciousness, the Paramatman, this jiva individual being manifests itself in the centers of the spinal column. So this sentence is very interesting. That is manifesting in the center of the spinal column of the jivas. And Yoga Shastra also says human has 7 centers. Then Paramatma, out of his own will, manifests as if with the help of prana, source of energy, on the plexus in the Shushma column. Those who have studied the yoga, you know, they have 7 stages: Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agga Chakra, and Sahasrara. These 7, it says that it begins with the Muladhara, which is at the end of our spinal cord. If you open, with the doctors, if they open, no, they won't find it. But it is the yogic conception. And when the Hindus, they meditate, they always, for thousands of years, millions of the yogis, they have meditated that within that spinal cord, and then called Sushumna, a channel as if coming from the down to the top, from the bottom of the spinal cord up to the head of the human being, and is coming. So that is slowly manifesting 7, and they say flowers. The lotus, it is manifesting. The moment your energy is coming up, your mind is coming up, and when it, so Sri Ramakrishna's book is also telling. Here the Krishna is not mentioning that. He is telling here, Esha Jiva Vibara Prasuti, this Jiva, individual beings, manifest itself in the center of the spinal column. Paramatma, out of his own will, manifest. Nobody dictated, just he wished. And sometimes it is said, Eka aham bahushyamavihi. I am alone, I like to be many. Why he thought like that? That we cannot ask. No one can go and ask the question, sir, why you have thought like that? And because of the thought, all this manifestation, and because of the manifestation we are, and because of we are the human being, our karma phala, and because of the karma phala, all these problems are coming. Why you thought? You cannot ask. Because it is he only. He thought, and then the manifestation came, but manifestation is of what? Of the same Brahman. If this point is little clear because of the confusion of the Maya, the in between, the Lord himself, it is his Maya, is a power, confused us. All of us are thoroughly confused. some thinking that I am very intelligent, some thinking I am the king, some thinking I am the rich, and all this. Now the one after another problems are coming in the world. The rich people are worried that people will come for the donation. They are saving their money. What they will do with that money? Any day, anything may happen, God forbid. God forbid, but anything may happen. Then what the money will? Nothing. But this is Maya. I have to save my money and I should not share with anyone because my generation should be happy. What is your generation? Do they care about you? Nothing like that. But the thing all people think about this, so this is the way that's called Maya. And the subtlest form, Sukshmam, the superfine form of the sound, that is Para or Nada or Om. From here begins that mystery. How it manifested? A sound. The superfine form of the sound. Shabda. All this creation is nothing but the Shabda, the manifestation of the Shabda, the sound. The superfine form that is called Para. Para means the highest. The Nada. Nada is a sound which creates itself. And ultimately it took the form and the name now popular as Om. The Om is the Nada, the Dhani. The different names it says. And passing through the less subtle forms perceptible to the mind only. First the sound is a very, very subtle. Then slowly, slowly the sound is manifesting, passing through the Shushumna, coming up, and then the mind can only understand or see or hear. So that way it is going. It is a very subtle mind. Then ultimately manifest in the gross form as syllable and pitch and later and the sound. The word that you speak to express a meaning begins with Para. Now the Hindus, so see how when the religious scientists, we call them, the rishis, the munis, they're the religious scientists. Some of them, they have concentrated, like the modern day scientists, some of them concentrating on this, some of them that, different, and then together the science. Similarly, Veda, the Veda is also the knowledge, the jnana of different way. Not only Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, no, not that. Ultimately out of the Veda, the last portion they say, yes, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, and that is the ultimate word of the Upanishad. And the Upanishad, they have given this truth in through different stories and different language, different way expression. That is called the Upanishad. But the Veda means knowledge. And where from the knowledge came? Through analysis. What they have analyzed? The nature, external and internal. Now, if you remember the Swami Vivekananda's that wonderful the statement, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Now, they understood the nature, but instead of controlling the external nature, they focused on internal nature. And when they were researching, they came out of the wonderful truth that everything that is manifesting is from the sound. And in the sound, the first that manifests, subtlest of the subtle, which no ear can hear, that is called Para. They have given the name, the Sanskrit name, Para. Para means absolute. That Para, it manifests in Muladhara. Muladhara, as we were discussing, the basic of the source, that is the end of our human that spinal cord, that is Muladhara. Then it comes up to Manipur, the navel stage. And there its name is Pashyanti, Para Pashyanti. Then it comes to the chest and heart, and there is called Madhyama. The heart is known for the yogis as Anahata. In Anahata, it manifests as Madhyama. Then in the Kantha, Kantha means ultimate, the vocal cord, and we are speaking. Now I am talking and the sound is going out, you are hearing it and understanding, and that is called Kantha, that Vishuddha. Friends, today we will concentrate on this. This is a very interesting thing. So I thought about why the Hindus are all the time chanting Omkara. In the Veda they say Om iti Brahma. Omkara is Brahman. We will try to go through that a little. It is not in the Bhagavata, but I am trying to read from there. Some of the Swamis, some of the people, they have discussed about the Omkara. The Supreme Being, whom Uddhava known as Sri Krishna, in reality Parabrahman. It manifested through its power Maya in word form. Hence Prapancha. Prapancha means this manifestation of this universe. Prapancha manifestation is known as Nama and Rupa. Then Nama Rupa. What is this Jagat? Only see how they have made it Nama Rupa. They have divided the consciousness in five parts. Asti, Bhati, Priya. These first three. Then come Nama and Rupa. Then total 5. Then they said Asti, Bhati, Priya. These three, the first three is the Brahma. And Nama Rupa is this Jagat. Coming from where? That consciousness. We have to remember this all the time, and that is Vedanta. That is Hinduism. The same Brahman, same consciousness, it has been divided into 5 parts. First 3, Asti, it is there, it is there, it is there. Existence, it never changes. It never transforms. That sometimes it is big, sometimes it is small. No, it is as it is. Asti. Bhati is the knowledge. Knowledge, that is the manifestation. When you come to know now, the whole human society is breaking their head to understand what is this coronavirus. Because we don't know about it. The day we will know about the coronavirus, what is this, where from it came, how we can stop it, how we can kill it, that's all. In the Hindu mythology, in all our Puranas, you will find almost everywhere the fight. Hindus are very mild and docile people. They don't fight. But in the scripture you will find, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Chandi, and also Puranas, all the time war is going on. And in that war there will be a good person and the bad person, a hero and also just opposition. So that way the fight, what is this coronavirus? The Hindus will write a story over that. The coronavirus is a daitya, is the devil, and is a bad. Now they are coming and fighting, and everywhere it is going, people are dying. Then the God came, and then God understood it. If you read the Chandi, almost the same way. The Rakta Bija, there was the Ashura, and it has the capacity to grow once again from a drop of its own blood. When the goddess Durga, I am little deviating from the subject, but it's interesting, and when the Durga is killing that Ashura and the blood is coming out, from one, thousands are coming up. Then those thousands, millions are coming up. Then the goddess Durga understood it is very difficult. So she took out another power from herself, it's called Kali, and then asked that Kali, you spread your tongue, and when I am heating that Asura, not a drop should touch the earth. By that way, the same Durga, out of her own power, but a separate power, as if the goddess Kali as if separate, as a long tongue and the all over. The Asura could not go anywhere else. She was holding the Asura on her tongue, and when the Durga is killing, the blood is spilling, no other Asura could take birth. The same way our scientists, they will find out some medicine, and that we can term as the Chamunda, the Kali, holding all these Asuras. Otherwise, somebody is just shaking hand with his friend, contaminated. Coming little close to talk, hey, how are you? Contaminated. The whole human beings are starting, how we will live? We can't believe each other, we can't go too close to each other. Even a child cannot go to the mother or the father, those who are working outside as doctors and nurses. No, it will be, the problem will be solved. Goddess Kali will come from the power of the goddess Durga, and it will be solved. Why? Nothing but the Maya, and it all the time it goes like this. The Bhagavan also over here, he also did, because it is the same thing. From the same thing, two different types of coming up, good and bad. From a thought only, all this is coming up. The Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika. The Nada means the sound, manifest action. From the sound, manifest action. Have you noticed that when you ring the bell, particularly in the churches, the big bells are there, when you are making the sound, what happens? The whole bell is trembling. That means from the sound, the action comes, then the motion comes, then expulsion comes, smelling comes, tasting comes, seeing, touching, hearing, cognizing, and knowing, identifying, all manifestations. This is called the Nada, and Nada Brahma. Omkara is the Brahma, Nada is the Brahma. Why Brahma? Because it is all pervading, it is all powerful, and from it everything is manifesting. To remove the doubt of the Uddhava, Sri Krishna goes so deep to make him understand. It is in the Bhagavatam, the Uddhava Gita, the conversation between the Krishna and the Uddhava. So obviously, so what it is, he is telling why you are confused. Whether you follow the path of jnana, or whether you follow the path of bhakti, or yoga, or dhyana, all are leading to the same goal. But I am asking you to follow the bhakti. Why? Because you can enjoy. What is the enjoyment? The game, the play. Now, if you are sitting in one place and then closing your eyes and closing the doors and windows and not mixing with anyone, isolating yourself alone, and then finding the joy within your heart, that is also possible. But same, you go out and then you see the hundreds and thousands of people watching the game, and the players are nothing but the same God, and the spectators are nothing but the same God, the all over, and you too are sitting over there. A different type of joy, different type of, why people go to the playground? They can watch in the TV, because when you are sitting with thousands of people and supporting your own team, and then the expression of the different people, that is the joy. You can see it in the TV and more clearly than in the field. Why people go there? They purchase ticket, the joy. The bhaktas, they say like that. The devotees, they say, I like to see the play, the game of the God. How the God is becoming a dacoit, how the God is becoming a brahmana, And how the god is becoming a rich person? The Brahmana is poor fellow, he is going on praying, and the rich is a different way earning money. Then the dacoit is coming and looting from him, same god. But all these things are going on. Suppose you disassociate from these and you are sitting in a chair and looking, the same god is playing in that way. Isn't it a joy? That is exactly what the bhaktas they say. The yogi says, no, 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 I don't want that. I want only liberation. The jnani will say, all those things are the wastage of time. I like to know that I am Brahman and like to march. Temperament. They don't like to go. You will find some of your brothers, some of your friends, they don't like to go to the movie. No, I don't like the movie, I like to go to the game. Or I don't like all these things, I like to go to my room and I will spend my time in my own way. There are different type of people. The same way, when you are approaching to the God and all these things are happening, Uddhava is the friend of Krishna. And if he goes directly in the knowledge path and gets the liberation, he will get. But the God wanted him to enjoy the play, that the same Lord, the same Param Brahma in the form of Krishna is playing, or in different other avatars, the same Param Brahma he is playing. Enjoy that. So this is the Bhakta's path. And for the Bhaktas, they are, that's why he is explaining. So see, this is the way, the manifestation. And the nada, from the sound, the manifest the action. And from the action, the motion, the expulsion, the smelling, tasting, seeing, you see everything covered. Then come the manifestation of Satya, Raja and Tama. What is this Satya, Raja and Tama? Three different qualities. That's all and nothing else. If you have the good quality, immediately Hindu will give you a mark, oh, he is a Sattik man. And if you have mixture of the good and bad, he is a Rajasic man, Rajasic person. And if it is a bad, then Tamasika. The Hindu will always say, avoid the Tamasika. He is also God. But at this moment, he creates problem. He is actually acting as a villain. So don't support the villain. Always go to the hero. So naturally, we don't like that. Rajasika, very difficult to be friendly with. Sometimes it is angry, sometimes it is good, sometimes it is not. So very difficult. Why? Because of the ego. Rajasika means manifestation of the ego. I will help you, but you should remember all through. Not only that, your children also should remember that I helped you. Rajasika. Sattika, quietly they come, they help, and quietly they go away, and never want the name, fame, or anything. You like that person. Sattika only love. He doesn't know the person whom he is helping, but still he loves. If anyone is suffering anywhere, he starts crying. As Swami Vivekananda one day, he was crying, weeping, and then inside his room, he was pacing up and down. Someone noticed and said, Swamiji, any trouble? Shall I call the doctor? So Swamiji turned and then shouted, how could you sleep? All people are suffering. Millions are not having a morsel of food. Children are crying. How could you sleep? This is called Shvatika. They are all the time thinking, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna praying to the Divine Mother. He knew well that it is nothing but all the games, but still, as long as we are having the body, mind with us, shall we not feel for others? Now, in India, a devastating cyclone. The many over here, they are writing to me, Swamiji, can we send some donation? We can arrange sending the money to our Belur Math or to the ashramas who are directly working over there. There are 4 or 5 ashramas are there and in the affected area. They were also affected. These are the sannyasins. They were also affected. But still, the next day, when thousands of people came to them, because they are sannyasis, the men of God, they said, Swami, we are hungry. 1,500 people are getting food in our Sagardeep, that is the island a little away from the main India, Calcutta. So that is the place. Immediately they have started. And the Swami, I found that he has given out, can you please help me, like this. And many other places also. From the morning till night they will be serving. Whom they are serving? For boat? For anything at the back of it? Nothing. Why? God. The God is manifested in that. The God is hungry coming to me. Do you believe it? That is Vedanta. If God is everything, if God has created everything, then can't you believe the God can come as a poor, as an illiterate? The tears come when we read that the poor laborers who went from different parts of India to work in different other places, they don't have the train, they don't have the money, not even a shoe to walk, and they are walking thousands of miles to reach back. Listening that, hearing that, how people...
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
How people can... What is this? Any trouble in hearing?
No.
Sorry. So this is the way one should understand. And we know that it is nothing but the God and does the play. But at the same time, we should serve the people as the manifestation of the God. I am also God. But at this moment, I am caged in this human body. I have a mind. I have a body. I have a feeling. I have ignorance. I have knowledge. I have my try. But still, that try should go in a direction where I will realize myself, and at the same time, as a byproduct, you can say, I will bring happiness to all people. I don't know whether all of you understand Hindi or not. That is the national language of India, and it says, माना की इज़हार को गुलशन न कर सके, कांटे तो कुछ कम ही किए, गुजरे जिधर से हम. I admit that I could not transform the whole world as the flower garden. माना की इज़हार को गुलशन न कर सके. Gulshan means the flower garden. But I have removed the thorns from wherever I have gone. कांटे तो कुछ कम ही किए. I have removed on my path. At least some people coming at my back, they won't be hurt. That is sufficient for me. And that is called Seva Yoga. That is called Karma Yoga. That is also yoga, but based on the knowledge. I am serving the living gods in the form of the poor. When I saw the little girl, she is sleeping, tired, keeping her head, little head, on the shoulder of a father who is walking for days and days without food. How a human being can stop and then go on counting his own fund. Oh my, this much money I am having. These are not people at all. The Swami Vivekananda said, he only lives who lives for others. He only lives who lives for others. Rest are more dead than alive. We believe in that. And believe why? Because we know the secret. What is that secret? Omkara bindu sangyuktam nityam dhyayanti yoginaha kamadam mokshadam chaiva omkara yana monomayam. Now, I will go through this, how this omkara could become the source of manifestation. And that is why the Hindus, they respect omkara so much. The yogis constantly meditate on this symbol Om, composed of the O and Ma, M. O and Ma, O and M. Om fulfills all desires and leads to liberation. All Hindus whatever may be the sects, they believe and accept the Brahman as the absolute. And this absolute is very difficult to express. Only direct experience, through direct experience, you can feel. And that's why they say, na tatra chakshu gacchati, na bhag gacchati, no manaha. Neither either the eye or the words, any expression, it cannot be, because beyond everything, that is called the Brahman. Om helps to connect the Brahman with the self. Here the self means Jivatma. Om is connecting the individual self with the supreme self. It's like a bridge. Amritasya setuhu, Shatashatar Upanishad, it termed this is a bridge, the eternal bridge, and it is connecting this individual, this world, this manifestation with his creator, the unborn, the Brahman. So it says in this way, the Jiva Brahmai Banna Apara. The Jiva, the individual self, are the Brahman and nothing else. The pure consciousness, that is the Brahman, with the inner Atman, the self. This truth was discovered by the great mind centuries before grammarian Panini. Panini, he was 500 years before Jesus Christ. So this Panini, before Panini, this was discovered. So that they are telling, now it is the 2020. You can imagine that before 2500 years, this truth was discovered. He referred this phenomena as sphota. We have to remember this particular word, sphota. The sphota was discovered. What is this sphota? A sound. What type of sound? You cannot hear. You can feel. But it is the beginning of the sound. It's so subtle, but still it is there. So you have to imagine, with a scientific mind, you have to imagine that something is going to come up. Like sometimes the scientist will declare that earthquake is going to come. How do they say it? How do they predict? They have the apparatus, they have the machines. They find that some changes are coming much below inside the earth, somewhere. And from there, slowly, a vibration is taking shape. It has not yet taken. You can compare that particular knowledge as the scientists are finding is a sphota. The sphota also in our body, the spinal cord, at the end of that, in the beginning there, something is happening, some changes are coming. It's not visible. We are not hearing, we cannot touch it, we cannot see it. It's a feeling. The something is happening. Sometimes the people will say the rain is going to come. The village I have seen, the people will say, let us go, the rain is going to come. The sky is clean. Why you predicted that the rain will come? They look at the ants. In group, in hundreds, the ants are coming out. From there, the holes. That means ants somehow could feel the rain is going to come, and if it is a rain, then they will all die. So they are going to some higher places. The seeing that the man, because of his experience, he could say rain is going to come, because rain is coming from the sky, and he is predicting the rain in the clear sky by seeing the ants. Look at it. The same way the Atma Jnani, they felt that sound is like this. Sphutati artham yasmat. The sphota, this is the root of the term sphota, is to burst. The burst, it is a phota. Sphota is the burst. Behind every word, there must be a meaning. Every word must be a meaning. Meaning is a form of Chit Shakti. The 2-3 these words, if we very attentively understand, the word has a meaning. Any word must be having a meaning. It cannot be anything like that. And that is the meaning, is the Chit Shakti. Behind every word there must be a meaning, and meaning is the form of Chit Shakti, power of pure consciousness. Now, the consciousness, pure consciousness, and the power of pure consciousness. How it came? The power of the pure consciousness is not working. If the consciousness is working, is thinking, then it is limited. You don't do anything. Then what happened? This Shabda. How the Shabda, that vibration. What is that vibration? Unseen, unheard, but it is creating. And that sound, when it is manifesting slowly, every sound has a meaning. And that meaning is nothing but, the analysis is, our Munis, Rishis are telling, it is the Parashakti. This is the power of God. Now the power of God slowly separating, as if separating itself from that supreme consciousness. Supreme consciousness won't do anything. That's why if you look at the same idea expressed in different way in different Hindu that paths, the Vedantin they will say like this, but if you go to the Tantra, they will show you two different Shiva, Paramashiva, Sadashiva, Kali. We see only one Shiva and Kali. That is the manifested form. But the Paramashiva is there. What is the Paramashiva? Supreme, that being. The supreme being is doing nothing, as if dead. But from that supreme being, a vibration coming out, and that takes another form of the Shiva, that is Sadashiva. And this Sadashiva is white, and the eyes are open. And with that eyes, keeping that in view, the work is coming. That is the power. That is called Kali. It could be another Shiva. But instead, they said it is the Kali, mother form, because the creation is going to happen. So this same way it says the Sphota, from there the vibration, it's come a sound, the sound has a meaning, and the meaning is the main power. So word Om Sphota means Brahman. Om and Sphota are inseparable. Swami Vivekananda expressed very clearly. He said, all these expressed sensibly, universe is the form behind which stands the eternal, inexpressible Sphota. The manifestation is this universe. But where from the creation came? From the Sphota. Is going back, not even the Brahman, but in that Sphota form. Behind everything is that Sphota, the manifesto of the logos or word. Now, so many words I am now telling over here. One is the Sphota, then comes the logo, then comes the word, then is the Om, same thing. How it came, we will come to know. The eternal Sphota, the essential eternal material of all ideals or names, is the power through which Lord creates the universe. Nama Rupa, that Sphota is eternal, and this is the power, the vibration, the word. What is the power? With that power, God is creating. How it is creating? Nama Rupa. The first giving the name, then it is taking the form. This Sphota has one word and its only possible symbol, and it is that Om. Sphota is that power. And then it has been expressed, instead of telling the sphota, it has given a name to understand. What is that name? Om. A, U, Ma, but pronounced as Om. Om and the sphota are inseparable. The sphota was discovered, as they say, 500 years before. Panini is the 500 years before Panini. So we can say another 600 or 700 years before Panini, it was discovered by some rishi, no name. Now slowly we came to know, in the time of the Upanishad, they gave a name to the sphota, the main power from where the manifestation is coming, as the Om. Up to this is clear. Now this universe have been created out of Om. The sphota is the material of all words, yet it is not definite word. The material of the word, but it is not definite. If all the peculiarities which distinguishes one word from another be removed, then what remains will be the sphota. We are giving different names. Suppose Allah, the God, Jehovah, Buddha, Bhagavan, different words, different names, but it has some special, we can say, the peculiarities. Now remove those peculiarities. That peculiarity, Allah, is a different word. And again the God is the English word. Like this, if it is there, then by that way, if you remove all the peculiarities, what happens? Is sphota only. So this beautifully is explaining sphota is also called Nada Brahma, the sound Brahman. Due to Nada Brahma, people everywhere can communicate and understand one another. The sphota is a concept with a dual form, Shabda and Artha. And the beginning, it is the sphota, and it has the two form. What is that? One is Shabda, the sound, and Artha, the meaning. Every word. Now one American boy has written to me, can you please give me an Indian name? And I found that his name is from a Greek god. So I gave him that the meaning is the God's grace. So I gave the name Devadatta. This Devadatta means the gift of God. See, the Greek word, same meaning. Sanskrit word, same meaning. So the word Shabda and the Artha. But when I say Devadatta, the Greeks won't understand. When the Greeks are pronouncing their word, I won't understand. But if you remove those peculiarities of the word, meaning is the same. The same way, sphota is having this dual form, Shabda and Artha. Grammarian Panini accepted Shabda as the primal energy of the universe and recognized its identity with sphota. The Panini is very important because it is analyzing a word. The linguist, they analyze different type of languages. Why? Because that is very important for the human society. If you understand where from this word actually has come, then slowly you will know that all things are going to the same goal, one goal. Swami Vivekananda, very wonderfully, he mentioned that all our knowledges, all science, it is having only one goal. What is that goal? To find out the one behind everything. In this word also, the Panini, the grammarian, and he is also trying to understand the different form, and it says in this way. The grammarian Panini is telling, in the Bhartruhari, the famous philologist and grammarian, in the Sanskrit philologist and grammarian, mentioned in his Bhakya, the Bhakya, Padiya, Vakya Padiya, it says, Anadi Nidanam Brahma, Shabda Rupam Yada Aksharam, Vivartate Artha Bhavena, Prakritya Gato Yataha. The Brahman, who is without beginning and end, who is of the form of the indestructible word, is apparently transformed into object. And this is the process through which creation takes place. Sphota is the indivisible idea with its dual form, Shabda and Artha. Behind the expression of the divine sound Om is the divine idea, and behind the divine idea is Brahman, the divine itself. Upanishad clearly describe the Om is not only means but also the goal of the spiritual seeker. I am not going to that. The Om is the goal itself. The Om is the path and Om is the end. So that is different way. I like to mention over here the Para Shabda, the Shabda iti Baka. According to Shankaracharya, Para Shabda, the primal sound, comes out from Muladhara. Now here again, what the Krishna said? It is the Muladhara, at the beginning of the spinal cord. The Sanskrit name Mula. Mula means the root, the original. Adhara is the holder. He is holding the original thing. What is that original thing? The life. The original thing is the knowledge. So that Para Shabda, the primal sound, comes from Muladhara as prana, unmanifested sound of Brahma. Then it becomes Pashyanti, the subtle impulse of sound. Then it becomes Madhyama, the dynamic thought of the sound and the word. So 4 words are coming. Slowly, slowly it is manifesting in this way. Para, Pashyanti, Bhak, Para, Pashyanti, like this it is going on. Bhag, Brahman and all that. So it says Para Shabda, then the Pashyanti, then the Madhyama, and then ultimately it is creating the Jagat. And I will conclude by saying this: Vedic symbol Om and the Sanskrit term Vak may be the same as the Greece Logos. Another culture is the Vedic culture and the Greek culture. But the knowledge goes to the same. They say that it is the Sphota, and Sphota, the name is Om. And the same Sphota, same vibration that has not started yet, but that is the source of the vibration, that is the source of the word, that is the source of the creation. The Greeks said it is the Logos, the L-E-G-O, that way they pronounce. And afterwards, English, the Bible, they took it as word. Etymologically, the Greeks Logos, Hindus Bak, shares the same meaning, to speak. Greek philosopher Heraclitus used the word Logos to describe the principle that control cosmic flow of movement. That's why sometimes the Europeans, they will always argue that ours is the ancient civilization, and the Hindus, the present day Hindus, they are actually Vaidika Dharma, and they say no, ours is the ancient, whatever it may be, a few years plus minus. But the thing, they are developing the same conception. That is interesting. The Hindus, they are sitting on the bank of the Ganga, Jamuna, Godavari, and the Greeks, they are in the different places in the Europe, and they are thinking in the same way. And they have come to this, the Greek philosopher, the Heraclitus, he says that this is the same thing. The control the cosmic flow of movement. And what we were discussing? Cosmic flow of movement. The famous philosopher Plato, he interpreted logos as an idea or thought connecting God. Creation, who created God? So he says we don't have any idea about God, the Plato, but this connects us to the God. We say God has created, we say. But how? The beginning of the creation is the vibration that makes the sound, then the meaning, then the manifestation, as I was telling. Then comes the smell, the touch, and everything. Movement. The Greek is also telling, and Plato said, we can call it as God, is the beginning of the God, the connecting the God. In 4th century BC, the Stoic described the logos as logos super machikos, meaning seed of the universe. Is Stoic another group of people? They were also analyzing. This gives a wonderful idea that if we are researching the spiritual research, that gives the same result. As the scientists, they are researching all over the world, the modern day science we can understand, but when the result comes, the same result comes. Similarly, the ancient time, when all these, we can call them rishis, the philosophers, the Plato and all others, and before them there was a group of Stoics. They were also trying to understand, and they said the seed of the universe is that this is the God, connecting us to the God, that logos. Jewish philosopher Philo, it is 13th century BC, he said he was the contemporary of Jesus, tried to harmonize the reason of the Stoics with the transcendentalism of the Plato. The Philo, the logos become the first manifestation of God, both immanent and transcendent. It is both immanent and transcendent. This logos, the Greek logos became word for the Christians. Saint John wrote in his Gospel, in the beginning was the Word, that is the logos, that is the sphota, that is the Om. So same way, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word was made flesh, that is the Jesus Christ, and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. Who is Jesus? God. Where from he came? From the beginning. Is there any difference in Hinduism and Greek philosophy, Indian philosophy? A little bit here and there in the explanation. But if you go to the basic, when our Sri Krishna, he was removing the doubt of the Uddhava, a very humble question, sir, you are telling about the jnana and also bhakti and the yoga and so many paths. Please tell me which will be the best path. Then the Krishna went to the root. See, any path you can choose. But actually the creation is like this. And when we were discussing that, we entered into the realm of the Greek and the Christian traditions, and what we come across, the same thing. Swami Vivekananda, from his Vedantic point of view, explained the external aspect of the thought of God is the Word. And as God thought and willed before he created, the creation came out of the Word. Swamiji, a complete works, first volume, is very clearly he is mentioning the God was thinking, and the thought came out as word, and word is this world. And Tantra also is the same way. It says, I am not going to that, Para Pashyanti Madhyama and Vaikari. These are the four gradation of the sentence, but the Bhag. Now let us, para is, that is the Muladhara. We were all discussing in the beginning. Then comes Pashyanti, it comes to the navel. Then the Madhyama, to the heart. Then the Vaikari. I am talking, this is Vaikari. So Bhak, Vaikari, Shabdo, Jari. Shankaracharya in his Vivekananda he said, the Bhak and Vaikari, Shabdo, Jari. Vaikari means so many words going on telling. Shabdo, Jari. And it is raining of the words. It is the rain of the words. The Para Pashyanti is the Ishvara Shakti. Para means the highest. Pashyanti is the Ishvara Shakti. Madhyama is the Hiranyagarbha. And Pashyanti is the Nada Brahma. Vaikari, manifestation. And the manifestation is this Virat. Virat means this universe. The Om is the most comprehensive, universal, non-personal, holy sound, symbol, and designation of the supreme, infinite, divine reality. So this way all thing came. You know, about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also, the someone has mentioned like this, Omkara Vedya. Is the Omkara, that the beginning, and that manifested as Sri Ramakrishna. Friends, up to this today. Now, just to conclude, we can say in this way that to remove the doubt of the Uddhava, Krishna is mentioning that I am the beginning, and then I am the manifestation. I is the supreme, and you can realize me, understand me in whatever path you are traveling. And that is the idea of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Yato mat tato path. As many faiths, so many paths. On the basis of these, we, the Vedanta Society of Chicago, trying to develop in one institution, we have named it as a home of harmony. It's a home. Everybody feel that free, and their harmony, they can live in one place. And is there a question? Now give me.
Here,
So what is this last question?
many questions.
No, can you last upon
Yeah.
There is a Bengali question also on the top.
That's called really like the composition with Greek philosophy. I am wondering which comes first, sound, sphota, or the Hiranyagarbha? No. Now this is a very good question. The sphota, the sound, this is first. Hiranyagarbha is afterwards. As I was telling you, the Hiranyagarbha, that is the second manifestation. So that is the Indians is thinking in that way, and the Greek, they are telling the sphota and all that. That is actually your question. The answer is Hiranyagarbha is the second. Another question?
First question.
How should we chant Om?
Acha. How should we think now during the pandemic? What is coming now? New awareness or awakening for mankind? It's true. The Nita Nagubadi has asked this question, and this is this question almost every place. So this is the everything is changing. And now today we are thinking we are the only. Why? Think of 100 years before. Think of 500 years before. Think of the time of the Lord Jesus 2000 years before. What was there? The thousands of people suddenly they died because of something they had that happened. And sometimes the foreigners are coming and killing. It was all, but we are surviving. We will survive, Nita. There will be no problem for us. And maybe in a different way, the lifestyle will be different, but we are surviving.
Wait, the first question. First.
Shankar Prasad Ghoshal asked, what should we chant? Om or Ong? No, not Ong. It is Om. A-U-Ma. It should be Om, not Ong. Ong, that nasal sound, is not, sometimes the Bengalis they do, but it should be Om. And thank you then. This is the one this is not connected. Okay then. Thank you for asking the question, and thank you for taking part in it. But this was a very wonderful discussion. Just one doubt the Uddhava was having, which path shall I follow? And the Krishna took him to the root of the whole thing. And we are thankful to the Uddhava because he expressed a doubt, and so we got the great wonderful explanation of the Sri Lord Krishna. Now friends, let us chant this mantra and conclude for this Sunday discourse. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Dibbhai Stabhai Vedai Sanghapada Kramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Nabidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namah. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.